Hey there, this is Brian Sanders, Administrator at allaboutpocketknives.com. In this video segment, I will be demonstrating the essential tasks you will need to be able to perform to sell efficiently through the AAPK member store platform. This is by no means an all-encompassing instructional demonstration, just the most basic stuff that is of most importance. We will cover the more complex functionalities in other videos. What I've done so far, prior to starting this demonstration, is register 2 accounts on the AAPK forums. The first account was set up with the username of Demo, and the second was set up with the username of Demo2. I'm going to use these accounts to work through the buying and selling processes. I will use Demo as the fictitious seller and Demo2 as a fictitious buyer. You will be able to follow along and watch each participant's activities, which will hopefully give you a pretty good understanding of the AAPK member store platform. Let us begin with the member who has the username Demo. Let's say his real name is John Doe. The first thing he is going to have to do is apply for a seller's account. He's already a member, but he'll have to go one step further to become a seller. Let's step into John's shoes at this point and continue with his endeavors. I'm going to apply for a seller's account by accessing the application form, which can be done by visiting any page on allaboutpocketknives.com website. For this demonstration, I will go to AAPK's homepage. What I will need to do is hover my mouse over the Sell tab. This will drop down some texts and links. The link that I'm after is the Getting Started page link. This link will bring me to a page filled with information about the AAPK member store platform. We encourage everyone to read some of this content, but for now I'm going to fast track to the Get Started Selling Now button. That action will take me to the seller's application form, where I will need to provide a bit of information about myself. I'll plug in my name, phone number, address, PayPal email, and any other pertinent info I may want to add, and click Submit. The program will then direct me to the AAPK Member Store Seller's Dashboard with a message that states that my account's form has been submitted. There will also be a second message that states that my account has not yet been activated for selling by an AAPK site administrator. What will happen at this point is an administrator will need to approve the account, so I can do nothing but wait for a bit now. To move things along a bit, I'm going to pause the video, switch hats, log in as administrator, and approve John Doe's seller account. Please note at this juncture that there are some requirements that must be met to get approved for selling. I'll include a link under the video with details about those for you to read at your convenience. It looks like I have an email notification indicating I've been approved to sell items through the AAPK member store platform. The email also contains a link to my seller's dashboard. I think I'll save that somewhere and then click through to check it out. The first thing that pops up is a request to include at least one form of payment I am willing to accept. All sellers must have a form of payment before they are allowed to post items for sale. Makes sense. I plan to accept checks and money orders and PayPal, so I'll select those and continue. That brings me back to the seller's dashboard with a welcome notice that AAPK has all the necessary information and I am ready to roll. What I'd suggest at this point is looking over the text and links found here. This might give you a glimpse into the many things you can do from the seller's dashboard. I'm going to skip right along and tell you about the first couple tasks you might want to consider carrying out. The first thing I would do is add some categories to keep my stuff organized. If I put categories in prior to adding items, I will be able to plug my inventory into its respective groupings as I enter them into the system. Organized stuff will help my customers find what they are looking for and will help me find stuff when I need to edit or delete a listed item. The category data you choose to use will be entirely up to you. Most sellers choose to organize by brand. If you sell certain knife brands, you can set up categories like WR Case, Great Eastern Cutlery, Kershaw, Benchmade, etc. I've seen sellers organize by other methods such as era or type as well. You might prefer to use categories like traditional slip joints, tactical folders, fixed blades, automatics, etc., or pre-World War, Civil War era, pre-1980, pre-2000, etc. If you plan to sell other items besides knives, you might go the route of categorizing like knives, coins, watches, and such. You probably get the point. I'll shut up about how you can choose your categories and continue with the details about how to add them. What I'm going to need to do is click on the link that says Add/Edit Store Categories. This will bring up a page where I can click a button to add a category. Clicking this button will pop up a modal that enables me to plug in a category name, a description for that category, and a sort order. The only required field is the category name. The description can be utilized if you want text to appear under the category when customers are browsing your products. The sort order will enable you to get your categories lined up exactly how you want them. If you ignore the sort order, they will automatically default to alphabetical order. For the demonstration, I will be organizing my items by brand. I'll start by adding a WR case category with a sort order of 1. Next, I'll add a Great Eastern Cutlery category with a sort order of 2. I'll include a Queen Cutlery category with a sort order of 3. And then I'll add one more, an AAPK category with sort order of 4. You will notice when you get a few categories listed that there are links to the right that will enable you to edit or delete them. At any time, you can access this page and change these around. Looking things over here, I like everything I see, so I'll move on and see about getting a couple products listed. To list a product, I will need to click on the button that says Add a New Product. This action will bring up a single page form where I can plug in the information about my item. I believe there are 8 or 9 sections. The first section will ask for a product title. I'll simply plug in Test Item for demonstrative purposes only. Yours might look something like 2017 Genuine Stag Great Eastern Cutlery Jackknife, 3.5 inches long closed, 1095 steel blade, or something to that effect. Okay, next you will find a section where you can upload pictures. You must include at least one image, but you can include up to 8. To add images, click the Add Images button, and this will pop up a modal where you can drag files from a folder on your computer or click a button to add files. I'm going to use the button. So click it, find your picture, and double click your first image. I put some of the past AAPK knives into a folder, and I'm going to use AAPK's 2016 Autumn Bow knife for my first picture. To add another, just repeat that process. I'll use AAPK's 2016 Green Bow knife for my second image. Once selected, I'll need to click the Start Upload button. The images will then begin uploading, and when complete will show as 100%. Once it reaches 100%, continue by clicking Finish. After you click Finish, thumbnails should pop up to show you what you've uploaded. You can rearrange these by using the buttons underneath them. Feel free to come back and mess around with that at your own leisure. To move things along a bit, we're going to jump to the description. This is where you will want to get into detailed specifics about your item. Anything you want to convey to your customers can go here. For this demo, I will just put, this is a demo listing, demonstrative purposes only. Only Demo 2 is allowed to buy this. Once your description is all set, we can move on to set the product's price and quantity. I'm going to say I want $85 for this knife and that I have 6 of them for sale. I'm hoping that's pretty self-explanatory, so we'll move on to deal with the categorization of our item. There will be an option to include a main AAPK member store category and an option to include a store-specific category. The main AAPK category options are pre-populated by All About Pocket Knives. By selecting a category here, you will determine where it shows up in the main AAPK store. If the item you're selling is not knife related, please do not select any category here. The second selectable category option is from those you created yourself. If you remember from earlier in this video, I created categories that included WR Case, Great Eastern Cutlery, Queen Cutlery, and AAPK. Selecting a category here will result in your items being organized on your product manager page and on pages where customers see your items exclusively. For example, if a customer visits your profile or your unique AAPK generated website address, your items will be displayed and categorized by the categories you select in the second menu. I'm going to talk more about the unique AAPK generated website address, or personal stores as we call them, where these categories will be useful a bit later in the video. So moving along, after we get our categories taken care of, we will tackle the shipping charges. There will be 2 options here. We can charge a flat rate shipping amount based on a per item basis, or a more complex calculated method based on package weight, size, and shipping location. For the demonstration's purpose, we will be using the first method that charges a flat cost to all buyers, and this is the default method. It can only be used for shipments made from the continental United States to the continental United States. Just to shed a bit of light, however, I'll speak briefly about the calculated method. It is more complex, but is also more flexible. You can use it to ship to several different countries, and it works by querying the United States Postal Service for actual shipping rates based on the information you provide about your package. I'll most likely dedicate a video to the shipping functionality at some future date, but as stated, we will use the more simple flat cost method here. This method requires a first item cost and an additional item cost. This allows for discount shipping when multiple items are purchased. All customers will be charged the first item amount if they buy one, and a combination of the first item amount plus the additional item amount multiplied by each additional item quantities purchased if they buy more than one. For example, if I plug in $6 for my first item cost and $2 for my additional item cost, my customer will be charged $6 for shipping if they buy one, $8 if they buy two, $10 if they buy three, and so on. The shipping cost will be tacked onto the subtotal of the item's price. Moving along to the next section, this is where we will be able to manage the payments we will accept for this product. By default, the selected payments will be those you entered earlier when you first tried to access the dashboard, but you can change those on a per product basis. If, for example, I only want to accept checks or money orders for this item because it's against PayPal's rules or something, I'll change that here, and the settings will only be applied to this listing. Okay, the last segment is set up to enable us to promote our products. Everyone has their own ideas and methods about sales and promotions. Our goal in making this available is to enable you to utilize a few different methods if you choose to do so. The first option is to make your products a featured item. This will shoot it up to the top of some of the places where your item will be displayed on the AAPK website. There will be a featured items link on the main store and in your personal store, and we will also be sure that featured items take precedence when displaying them on your profile, their crawler, and other places around AAPK. A second promotional option is to make your item a sale item. I think all retailers have their own feelings about sales. Use as you see fit. For this demonstration, I'm setting this item up as a sales item, and I'm offering it for a discount of $80. Like the featured product option, the sales item will be accessible through a sales link and displayed in more prominent areas of the AAPK website. It is important to note that you cannot set an item as both a featured item and a sale item. It will have to be one, the other, or neither. Finally, in the promotion section, there will be a checkbox that will enable you to accept offers for this product. Checking this box will allow customers to send you offers on this item. For example, if I check this box, which for demonstration purposes I'm going to, I will likely get interactions from customers who submit amounts that they are willing to pay for this item. I will be notified about offers by email and on the seller's dashboard from where I can accept, reject, or counter them. If I accept them, the buyer will be able to check out at the accepted price, and if I counter them, the buyer can then choose to accept, reject, or recounter. Then I can recounter their recounter, and the game can go on and on. Whether you want to participate is your choosing by checking or not checking this box. Alright, it looks like I have everything set. I'm going to review all of the fields again, and if everything looks good, which it does, I'll submit the listing now. The browser is going to direct to a product list page that will show all of my items along with a message indicating that I have listed the item successfully. The product will now be live on the AAPK member store platform. So from here, let's go to the platform and see how it looks. If you selected the knife-related AAPK category on the product form, you will find that your item will show up in two distinct locations. There will be an instance of it on the main AAPK store and one on your own personal web space that we will call your personal store from here on out. Let's go ahead and first look at the item we listed as it appears on your personal store. If you recall, AAPK provides a unique URL to you as a courtesy. The address is generally made up of your username preceded by www.allaboutpocketknives.com/. In this demonstration, it came up as www.allaboutpocketknives.com/demo. You can get there by typing it into the address bar or by clicking the link that says View Your Store. So when we get to that address, you'll see that your item is displayed all alone. Everything you subsequently put up for sale will show up here. Other people's stuff will not. Your personal store can be treated as your own private website with its own look and website address, or you can choose to ignore it. Many people who only sell a few items occasionally choose to ignore their personal stores. Individuals who sell a large number of items, however, normally get a lot of use out of theirs. If you think the personal store concept might benefit you, watch for upcoming videos about how you can customize your personal store and how to do additional cool things to it. Continuing on, let's check out the other distinct place your item will show up. Every knife-related item that every seller lists will be displayed on the collective AAPK member-owned store, which can be accessed through every page on allaboutpocketknives.com. There will be a store link on the toolbar. There will be an inviting crawler to lure in visitors on medium and large website surfing devices. And there will be a buy tab on the navigation that will drop down content that makes it a breeze to start browsing members' items. In addition to these links, there will be sporadic links throughout the AAPK research pages and elsewhere inviting folks to shop. There will be a display of your items on your personal profile on the forums and on the stores. And we also hope to start advertising the stores at sites not related to AAPK. So let's take a look at what the main AAPK store looks like and what the shopping experience is like. So here's what the main store looks like when browsing on a full screen device. When the store is viewed on smaller screens, the content changes to suit the different screen sizes. It's a truly mobile-friendly cross-platform design. Let's switch users at this point to Demo 2 and go through the buying process. We'll name Demo 2 Jane Doe and get started shopping. I do want to note that the customer does not have to be logged in to buy items from the AAPK store, but they do have to be logged in to leave feedback and to make offers. So for this demonstration, we will be shopping as a member. Let's say Jane has been on Google looking for information about a knife she has and has found some useful information on the AAPK website. After reading for a bit, she sees the buy tab and thinks she might want to check out what her fellow AAPK members have up for sale at the moment. So she clicks through. She notices the 2016 AAPK test listing and it says it's for her purchase only. How can she resist? She adds it to her cart and proceeds to check out. Since Jane is a registered member, she will log in and the address she has on file at AAPK will populate the address forms. Jane can change her billing address and delivery details if she so chooses. For the demonstration, we're just going to leave them as they are and continue through. The next section that's going to pull up is the shipping and handling charges. And this item has a flat rate shipping cost of $6. Jane thinks that sounds pretty good, so she continues on. Jane decides that she's going to pay with a money order, so she selects that option. And at this point, if she chooses, she could also place a comment in this text area. If she utilizes this feature, it will just send a comment to the seller along with the order information. We'll have Jane type in a quick note here just for demonstration purposes that says, "Please ship ASAP." And then we'll hit continue again. And that brings us to the last step, which is the confirmation of the order. So we'll check out everything here and you'll see the product name, all the information about the stuff that you're buying, shipping charges, the complete total, a little bit about the payment instructions. Since we selected money order, it will have the seller's information. Everything looks agreeable here, so we will hit confirm order. At this point, a lot of stuff will happen behind the scenes. The item's inventory will be adjusted. The sale will be recorded into the AAPK database where the buyer and seller can access it at a later time, and both the buyer and seller will be sent an email notification. Jane's browser will get redirected to a confirmation page where she will see instruction to print her invoice or write down her invoice number and send it along with payment to the seller's address. This instruction will also be on her email as shown. If she would have chosen PayPal or credit card as a payment method, everything would have worked the same except for the fact that she would have had to plug in her credit card information or take a short detour to PayPal to plug in her PayPal info. The messages would also read differently to the effect that her payment was accepted rather than expected. Alright, so now that Demo has him a sale, let's log back in and see how things look on his dashboard. He will be greeted with an alert that he has a sale. Clicking the alert will bring him to his sales records where he can view details and or add information for the buyer. He can plug in a tracking number or simply send a notification or note to the buyer when he ships the item or if there is a problem with the order that he needs to convey to Jane. With the tools found here, John will be able to keep track of his sales and provide top-notch post-sales services to his customers. So I think that brings us full circle regarding the sales cycle. And with that, I think we will conclude this video. I hope it gave you a decent idea about what you can expect as an AAPK member store seller. As stated earlier, this is by no means an exhaustive demonstration, and I will be including additional videos with additional topics over time. If you have suggestions or requests for particular instructional content, please let me know. The knife forums would be a great place to add your input. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to check in at AAPK regularly for more great content.